Gorgeous, gorgeous girls, listen
to unsolicited advice. I'm just so young and petite and small. I just don't know.
Ooh, I stepped too quick. Cami family vlogs.
Man, that's kind of cute.
Oh my God, especially the beginning.
Bitch, you just cut me off. In the next episode, Alicia's going to work on active listening.
Alisha Marie is very sorry.
Gross.
Ramble.
Pretty basic.
Thank you to Grammarly, Living Proof, and Macy's for sponsoring this episode of Pretty Basic. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. In this episode, we talk about topics such as anxiety, depression, and suicide, which can be triggering. Let's break the stigma. You are never alone, and we love you. Hey guys. Hey y'all, how you doing?
Hey y'all.
I just have to say, Remi Cruz is the ultimate influencer. The amount of shit that I've bought because of you. Literally just now we were having a conversation about your socks. And I was like, yo, send me the link.
These are I will link them in the Pretty Basic description of this episode.
Perfect.
It will indeed be my affiliate link to Amazon. And I'm actually curious how many people will listen and buy them. But they are a really good dupe for these Aritzia socks, which of course at Aritzia, they're probably like $400 a pair. This is like a 6-pack, I think, for maybe like $20 or so. They're really comfortable. I've worn these quite a few times, so they're not as soft. But when you get them out of the package, they're so soft. And they're perfect if you have short, chunky legs like me, because higher crew socks, first of all, absolutely ruin my circulation of my calves because they're so thick.
Me.
And then also these are like a little shorter, which actually I think is just a little bit more flattering if you do have maybe a kinkle or just like a chunky leg. They're just a little bit more flattering if you want to wear like it's a mid crew sock essentially.
No, I love.
Thank you.
Please send me the link.
Absolutely, will do.
If you're not watching on YouTube,
I am showing off my ankles, so if you have an ankle fetish, feel free to check it out.
Don't forget to tip us extra well. We need to have like a thing on our channel where they can do tips.
Okay. Sure.
No, it's a thing, you know?
Yeah, like the tip jar. We should have to add every time, like we make it a swear jar. And then every time we cuss, we should
add to it.
We have to,
That's funny. Anyways, what is new with you, Remi Cruz?
First of all, I just looked at your jeans for the first time right now, and your jeans are giving off like grandpa making like a comment about how like, oh, I hope you got a discount on those jeans. Those holes are so big.
I'm wearing these jeans from White Fox, but there's like 2 holes on the knees. And yes, oh my God, can we talk about that? Like when you go to Thanksgiving or a family reunion and you're wearing something trendy that is so normal, like jeans like this, so normal, right?
Your kneecaps are really breathing right now.
They really are, you know, it's a little circulation.
Yeah.
But then every time you know it's coming, some family member's like, oh, you got a hole in your jeans.
And my grandma barely speaks English, so I can't relate to that. But she's just sitting there chilling.
I haven't met your grandma yet.
You haven't?
No.
Still?
No. You never invite me over.
Okay, well, she doesn't really come over, but we can go Should we visit her?
I would love
Let's
to.
do a vlog visiting her in her senior citizen home. She lives.
Sweet.
My grandma, I probably have told this before, but she's not supposed to leave, especially during COVID, but she would somehow slyly tell the people who worked there that she like had a doctor's appointment and she would just go roam the aisles of the grocery store, which is like exactly what I'm going to do.
My grandma, who is passed now, I didn't really like, I think she passed when I was super, super, honestly, all my grandparents passed when I was younger, so I never really had like a close relationship with any of them. And I always envy people who have had close relationships with their grandparents because I've just never experienced it. Like, I don't really know what that bond is like.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know what I'm missing, so it's not like that hard for me, but it makes me really want my kids to be close with my parents because I do think that's something really special. But I've always heard stories, and specifically one is hilarious because it was my mom's mom. She smoked her whole life, right? So she basically was like, I think it was lung cancer. I forget what it was, but she basically is like in the hospital, like has a full-on miracle, right? Like the doctors are stunned. They're like, oh my God, like, I don't know how you recovered, blah, 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 whatever, right? She's at home with the oxygen tank and everything, right? My mom's taking care of her. My mom walks in and somehow she's smoking cigarettes. And my mom's like, Mom,
if there's a will, there's a way.
And of course, with the oxygen tank, like that's flammable. Like you're not supposed, like, and obviously with her lungs, like she's really not supposed to.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, just let me do it, blah, blah, blah. Apparently she was paying like a nurse or a housekeeper or someone. I forget who it was. A housekeeper. Who was it? I don't even know who it was. A neighbor. I think it was someone to like smuggle her cigarettes.
Oh my
And my mom was like so pissed at her because she's like, "What are you doing? Like you just got out of the hospital." Like, and I'm like, yo, that would be my grandma.
Oh, people are stubborn.
She was like, let this be my vice. Like, I've done it my whole life.
I had a genius idea. Should I call my grandma and should you meet her over the phone right now?
Yes. Oh my God, I would cry.
She usually doesn't pick up the phone because she's usually like playing bingo with her friends or something, but we'll see. Or she's probably scamming people at the grocery store.
Scamming? Ooh, she's
scamming. Let's try. Is this good?
Wait, what's her name?
Yang. But you can call her grandma.
Grandma?
She probably won't pick up and we can cut this if she doesn't pick up. Damn, grandma.
What you doing, grandma?
Your call has.
Damn, grandma. She never picks up. We'll call again later because she doesn't understand. No. So like if we call no, she speaks like very little, but she doesn't know how to read, doesn't know how to write. She's just vibing. No, I'm not kidding. I will send you videos. When she comes to family functions, my dad just props her up on the couch with her iPad and she watches Korean dramas with her headphones in.
I love that.
She's living. I'll try calling again later.
Okay.
Because you just got to catch her at the right time.
Okay.
That's the only time you can talk to her. She's so cute though.
Aww.
She's literally like 4'11".
Oh my God.
She's so little and so cute.
And this is your dad's mom?
Yes. And
Oh my
she's
God.
always wearing like knockoff Louis Vuitton sweaters. And I'm like, Grandma, where are you getting this money? She loves it, but she doesn't
No,
understand.
you're like, where's the hookup?
Oh, like I'm like, where? DH Gate?
Yeah.
Grandma? Are you on DH Gate? I love
the
it.
true influencer.
No, but if you go to like a Korean store or market, like they love having like fake Louis Vuitton things. It's so funny. I love it.
Oh my God. That was funny.
I almost had an anxiety attack while you were just talking, by the way.
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, oh my God.
If you like look at the footage while you were talking, I literally was just like, I could feel my heart like beating really hard and I was like having trouble breathing.
Wait,
Just now.
isn't it weird how you could have a conversation, but then you're having a full conversation by yourself in your head? That's what you were probably just doing.
I felt so rude because I was trying to listen about your grandma smoking, but like I could feel my heart beating through my like head and I was like overheating for a second.
Let's dissect
I think it's
it.
just really hot in here and I'm like overthinking it and it's making me want to cry.
Oh my God, don't cry.
I'm okay.
First of all.
I'm
Second
okay.
of all,
Okay.
do you want the fan?
No. I'm okay. But like, I think I just really focus when it's hot and I can't think about anything else.
Oh my God.
And then
I
I'm
get
like,
it.
I'm in this jacket.
Our
I was, like,
AC is
freaking out.
broken in this studio right now.
I'm okay. I just had to tell you. If you look at the footage, I literally was like,
Oh my God. And I was like, and I'm just like looking at her.
and she was smoking a cigarette.
She's like, hey, grandma. Like on your end, it's like a movie. You know, in the movie,
it's like,
yes, where it's like I'm muted, like you can't hear me, but then every now and then, like you would hear me be like, and da 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 da, and then it's just like all like fuzzy for you. That's so funny.
like when I have an anxiety attack, I feel, well, first of all, I more so shiver. Like I feel like this wasn't too bad, but like if I have a full blown one, my teeth chatter.
Yes.
And then I feel like I'm like, the first time it ever happened, my whole body was shaking. I remember I was in a hotel room in New York and I wasn't sure why my body was like freaking out like that, but it was like fight or flight. And then I've had 2 more really bad ones ever since then, years ago, like full like body chills like that. And the other one time it was like exactly the same. And the other time I thought I got drugged in Vegas. Those are my 2 big ones.
I remember always just thinking that I was cold.
Yeah.
And then once I learned that was a symptom of anxiety, I was like, oh, that all makes sense now. Like I just remember being like, oh, I'm just shivering like for no reason. Like, and it is weird. I feel like, has it been bad lately?
No, I've been pretty good lately. I feel like I've tried to be more chill with things lately and try to like not overthink something as much as possible anymore. I haven't had like a full anxiety attack until literally just now right now when I felt that happening. Like I can feel, you know, when you feel like your insides almost like shaking. But no, I've been pretty good. How about you?
So sorry.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm literally fine. It was me being dramatic. I'm fine.
No.
It's because I'm sweaty. That's literally why. I'm fine.
No, but I get it. Honestly, my anxiety has been pretty good lately. I feel like it hasn't been, thinking back to how bad it used to be, I think now I'm like, oh my God, that was so bad. Like I thought that was normal, like day to day. And now I'm like, oh wow, like it's actually been pretty good.
Since you've been medicated, have you had any sort of anxiety attack like as bad as it used to be?
No, and definitely starting medication was a big adjustment just because you get side effects, and having health anxiety, having side effects to a medication makes your anxiety even worse.
Yeah.
For instance, like every single time I stand up, like everyone in my life hears me say it. I go, "Oh, I stood up too quick," just because it always goes like fuzzy for a little bit.
Did you see the TikTok I sent you?
Yes, but so yes, the TikTok was saying if you're anemic, that happens. But I just know specifically it is a side effect of medication, and instantly it started after I got on medication. And it's something to do with the blood and blah, 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 blah. So maybe I'll just have more iron anyway to help. But literally every time I stand up, I'm like, ooh, I stepped too quick. And it's so normal. But when it first happened, I didn't know it was a side effect.
Yeah.
So I freaked. I was like, I see black.
Does it go black fully?
It's like mostly black with a little color.
Oh man.
But I'm used to it now. But like in the beginning, I didn't know. Or like muscle twitching. I thought for sure I was like having like crazy. It's insane. But so needless to say, I haven't really had like a meltdown in so long.
Good.
Or like an actual anxiety attack or panic attack or anything like that. I honestly can't even remember the last one, which, guys, I didn't think I'd ever get here.
That's so great. Seriously.
Yeah. I did mention I uploaded a video that was like my first video back in a long time on my main channel. You're good. And it was when I went to New York, and I even addressed my mental health in that. And I was saying how a lot of people have been asking, like, how's it been? But I know I've talked about it also on the podcast already, but like depression's been a new one for me that I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. I do feel like I am out of it, which makes me very happy. I think there was definitely like 2 months a little bit ago that was like kind of bad, but I didn't realize how bad it was. Where now looking back, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like my old self again. Like I feel like my normal self, not old self. I feel like my normal self who's like, you know, motivated to do things or just like excited for life or like little things like that. And it kind of made me wonder, because I love sharing the journey of this type of stuff, but you're the same way. We love helping people. So I hate doing episodes that doesn't give something back for someone to like take from it or learn from it, or like, you know, which I know it's fine just to do an episode being like, yeah, I've been struggling with this. But I always love like thinking of things to help people. So anyone listening, over the past few weeks, I've been noticing this. I've been noticing like, oh, I feel like I'm coming back to life. I feel like I'm like my normal self again. And wow, this is great. I'm like, okay, well, like, what are steps to like get you out of a funk if you're in a funk? Like, what are steps, like, what are things that you do when you're like, oh, I'm feeling down? How do I like make myself feel better? Or like, is there anything that other people do that helps you specifically?
I think it depends as to where it's coming from. Like for instance, if I start to feel a little bit, like I can tell when I've been on my phone for too long.
Me too.
And so for me, it's like get off my phone and I'll just feel, even if I put my phone away, put it on the charger, walk away, like it makes me feel instantaneously better.
Literally last night, I was editing. I know. Who am I? I was editing like late. Ashley was going to bed. She was like, oh my God, this feels like old times. And I was like, I know, don't you love it? Like me editing. My phone died. And obviously like it was dead for a while. I go upstairs and I went to plug it in and I stopped. And I was like, I'm not going to plug it in. It felt kind of nice for my phone to be dead. I was like, wow, no one can reach me right now. And I was like, I need to like let this happen more. Like obviously I'm fine. I don't know. Like that was the thing. So if you ever call me and it just goes straight to voicemail, I probably let my phone die. And I was just like, I don't care. And I'm living my life. I was brushing my teeth and I was like smiling. I was like, oh my God, no one can reach me. This is great.
It is really nice to just unplug. I saw Ava Jules actually posted that the other day. She was like, I was feeling really shitty. She was like, honestly, like social media was making me not feel good about myself. So I turned off my phone for the weekend and I spent a whole weekend just like whatever, living it up in Hawaii, doing whatever it is that she did. And she came back yesterday and was like, I feel fantastic.
Literally, when I think of those 2 months where I was really down, I was glued to my phone. Mm-hmm. It was to the point where I felt myself being addicted to my phone, but I kept scrolling. I hated the feeling of me being on my phone, but like I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
I kept refreshing. And I was like, what is going on? Like, and I think that was a huge contributing factor. I think there was multiple factors that was involved in that, but that was a huge one. It's so weird when like I'm very addicted to my phone, and it's hard when obviously it's your job too. Everyone working remote also probably works off of their phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one thing that specifically has helped me, which TK has been trying to tell me this for literally months. She's like, you need to have something to look forward to, even if it's something so small, even if it's going to visit your parents, even if it's going to, you know, maybe if it's making your coffee every single morning, or maybe it's going on a trip, like have a vacation plan that you can look forward to or whatever. And I think when I do think of those months where I was kind of really down, I was very much in a like, well, what's the point? Like, like every day is just the same. Like it was, I don't know, like very monotonous or like very mundane. I wasn't like excited for anything. And that was something that I feel like now, even something as little as like drinking my coffee outside in the backyard, like I feel like it makes me like excited, or little things like that. I know it's just such a mental shift, which is funny because it's all simple, but
no, yeah, I feel like I even told you this. There were a few nights in the past few weeks where I was like sad to go to bed, because not like I was excited to wake up in the morning either. I just like, I don't know why it felt like a chore to go to sleep. It felt like I just was kind of in a rut, I guess. I think I was just like exhausted, and the idea of sleeping felt exhausting. The idea of like having to go to bed felt exhausting. The idea of having to wake up felt exhausting.
Isn't that a weird feeling?
It just felt really sad.
I know that. Yes,
and
it's
bleak.
sad. Yes.
But I remember actually randomly enough, Ash posted a story where she was like, find something that makes you excited to wake up in the morning. And for her, it was a cup of coffee. And I was like, you know what? I just need to find something, because I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
And I will be on my phone until 3 a.m. in the morning, and then I'll wake myself up at 7 and hate myself all day long. So I was like, go to bed earlier, get off my phone more, and look forward to something in the morning. So I found like some new breakfast recipes that I enjoy making, and something that just like I get excited to wake up.
Is that where you made the muffins?
I made the muffins. I have like a toast that I really like. I don't know, just something that I enjoy, like walking the dog, something like that, just to kind of look forward to the morning.
Yeah.
Just finding like the little small things to look forward to helped me a lot too.
Yeah.
But it's rough. I was like going to bed sometimes. I'm like, why am I like, I felt empty inside, as sad as that sounds.
No, but and then you're like, why?
Yeah.
You're like, I have a great life. Like I have people who love me. Like, why do I feel this way?
Blessed beyond belief. There are some times where I'm just like going about my day too, and I just feel this like emptiness. It's happened my entire life, and I don't know what it is, and there's probably like some sort of term for it, but I don't know. I'll be surrounded. I could be at a party and surrounded by a ton of people, and I'll just feel completely alone and empty. And I feel like there's nothing, not to like go super dark, but I'm like, what's the fucking point? Like, why am I here? No. What's the point here?
No, it can be very dark. It can be very like, whoa, why did I have that thought? Like, whoa, where did that come from? Or you're just like minding your own bit. You're just at a party with your drink, like la-di-da, and then something, and you're just like, what?
I'm like, what's the fucking, like, for real. I'm like, I go home and I'll feel empty again. I don't know. It hasn't happened in a long time, but it'll happen every few months or so for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like even right now I'm dancing around the term of it being depressive or depressed, because I obviously don't want to throw that term around, but it could be actually like a depressive thought that I have.
I will say what was a big turning point for me was having my therapist and my psychiatrist diagnose me being like, yes, so you're definitely going through a depressive moment right now. And I was like, I am, aren't I? Like, I was very like, oh my God, like, yes, oh my God, thank you. Like, because
so it felt good to hear that.
It felt validating to hear that, because I kept dumbing myself down, being like, no, Alisha, you're just tired. Like, oh no, Alisha, you're just like, you're just like, why, don't be so sad. Why are you so sad? Like trying, I don't know, being hard on myself, because let's be real, I'm always hard on myself. But hearing that, I was like, yeah, you're right, huh? I was just like, oh my God, like, oh, fuck. Like so
validating?
It was so
Was it relieving at all?
It was, every time this happens to me in any situation similar to this, where there's news that you necessarily don't want to hear, at first I feel so validated. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I'm like so happy. And then afterwards comes this sad moment where I almost kind of feel sorry for myself. I'm like, damn, like that's like, that was hard, and you didn't feel that.
Yeah.
You know?
I had the same exact thing happen to me when I was diagnosed with PCOS.
Yes.
Because my whole life I knew something was up. And then when it was like so matter of fact, oh yeah, you have that, I was like, okay, awesome. Like, good to know. And then as I've been getting older, I'm like, well, fuck, now I want to have kids one day, and that's going to be harder. And I have these health problems and all these sorts of things. So it's like, it's hard to come to terms with, but you also find solace in it.
Yes. And you feel validated because you think, thank you, I wasn't going crazy. Like, I knew something was wrong, and it makes me feel better. But then slowly but surely you think, oh, like, you know, you think of, you know, your younger self, or like you think of what, I don't know. It is really hard. So yeah, I definitely also think that helped me kind of get out of it. Obviously, was actually facing the problem straight on, realizing, yes, this was an issue. Let's move on. Like, let's figure out how to get past it.
It's like the 7 stages after a relationship when you go through a breakup. It's like denial, coming to terms with it, facing it head on.
What are the 5 stages of grief or something? lately it's been getting quite a bit hotter here in Southern California. I'm talking like high 90s, and my hair and skin have been feeling it. My hair has definitely been feeling a little more dry, so I've switched over to a more moisturizing shampoo and conditioner. Let me just say, the one from Living Proof, Chef's Kiss, has already drastically improved my hair. I've been such a fan of Living Proof for years, and the main reason why I love them is because they have a whole team of scientists and hairstylists that work on each product, so it's scientifically engineered to solve the toughest hair challenges, and not just disguise them. It actually like fixes your hair, and I'm not hyping them up. Like, I'm being so honest. I also feel like they're one of the first hair brands that has helped us realize that there's not one size fits all solution when it comes to hair care. There are so many different types of goals that people want with their hair, so many different types of hair textures and colors, and Living Proof addresses literally all of those hair concerns, from frizz, dullness, damage, and offers unique scalp care solutions, because science in action equals your best hair. Like I said, my hair was a little more dry just because I've been going to a lot of festivals and being outside in the hot sun, and I use their intense moisture mask. You guys, literally, after one time, my hair felt amazing. After 2 times, my hair felt the best it's ever been. Like, genuinely, like, so just like rich, silky. And that was only after 2 times of using their mask. So put science to work and unlock your best hair with Living Proof. Go to livingproof.com/basic and use code BASIC to get 10% off your first purchase. That's livingproof.com/basic. Code BASIC for 10% off your first purchase. livingproof.com/basic, code BASIC. Another thing that actually really helped me, I was talking to a friend this past weekend, and my favorite thing to do lately is when people say, "How are you?" I'm honest, which is funny because it's something so small, but how many times when someone says, "Oh, how are you doing?" You're like, "Oh, I'm good." Obviously, you don't like vent everything that you have to with them. Even when we went to an event recently, I saw someone who I hadn't seen in so long, and I was like, "How are you?" She's like, "I'm good. How about you?" And I was like, honestly, like, it's been up and down, I haven't seen this girl in 4 years. I was like, there's been like as well, and then she's like, actually, that's very relatable. Like, that's me. That's my answer. Like, that's what I should have said. Mm-hmm. So I was talking to someone this past weekend, and I was doing the same thing. I was saying, you know what, things have been good, a little inspired, creativity. Am I burnt out? Like, what's going on? And she was like, I think what's also hard is the way that everything's getting back to normal. It's almost like, did the past 2 years even happen? Like, it's just like, huh? Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, for probably another year, we're all still going to feel that way, because it's been a collective thing. A lot of people that I've talked to have been feeling this weird, not energy, but this weird state lately. It's like kind of down, kind of all over the place, or just going through it. So I don't know. I will say I am doing much better. I think something that's helped, and when I went to New York, I got re-inspired, and everything I wanted that trip to be was what happened, which made me so happy. I was like, oh, thank God, it was worth it. I got re-inspired. It was just me and my camera. I didn't have people filming me, even taking photos. I had to get creative and like prop it up on a freaking wall and just like get some photos. And just being in a new change of scenery. I hadn't been to New York since before, or thing. And it was like super nice. And I even was telling TK yesterday, I was like, we should all do solo trips, but at the same time to the same place. Like, we all get our own hotel rooms.
Oh, that's
and it's
funny.
Almost like a little retreat. And like maybe once a day we all do something together. But then after that, like, we make like our own schedules and kind of like do our own thing. But I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm just excited for YouTube. And it feels so good to kind of like be inspired again. And yeah, I think also turning 29, I was like, okay, Alisha, you're almost 30. Like, what content do you want to be doing? Like, I love how you're doing cooking with Remi, and like, you're obviously thriving doing that.
Thank you.
And sometimes it's hard to think that our content is serving a purpose, when it's just like a fun little challenge or something. But I don't know, lately there's been comments that have just been like making my heart like so happy, where people are saying like, I don't think you realize this, but thank you so much. Like, you don't realize how your vlogs or whatever. And in my head, I'm like, oh, it was just this one vlog. So I've been really trying to have that perspective of like, this is helping people, or like, this is making a difference, even if I'm rambling and it sounds stupid,
You just existing. Like, I know a lot of times we have conversations about this podcast and you're like, oh, I want it to like be a really good like mic drop, or like have like a lot of like emotional, conversations.
Oh my God, especially the beginning.
Bitch, you just cut me off.
Sorry. Sorry. Yo, speaking of comments, I've seen the comments.
I was like, is she gonna go there?
I've seen the comments. Sorry for interrupting you. Apparently, it's gotten really worse.
We'll circle back on this. What was I talking about before? What was I talking about right before this?
I don't know. I cut you off.
What was I talking about? I literally forget.
Oh, just existing.
Oh, yes. You always want like a really emotional conversation, which I get. And like even what we were just talking about is really special and great. But I think just us being here, and even if we're playing a game, like it's just entertainment for people, and they just like remember that meme that was going around where someone was like at the mall and they were like next to the banner with like the people eating ice cream. They're like taking a picture next to it. It's like me listening to a podcast. It's just like the conversations when we have like really good heartfelt ones are amazing, but those are never ones you want to force. Yeah. So when it happens organically, that's amazing. And then if we're just playing a game and being stupid, like that's also just as great.
No, you're totally right. You're totally right. And like I was saying, I have been apparently interrupting you, and everyone's pissed at me.
Would you like to
sorry.
address the room?
I just would like to officially make a statement. I've talked to my PR team, my legal team, and we think it's best to just let you guys know that Alisha Marie is very sorry. To you, Remi, but mostly to you, the audience.
Mostly? What about me?
No, mostly to you, the audience. I know you guys, it's hard to listen to when I cut her off. I'm obviously being very sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean, I am sorry. But I'm joking. But what's funny to me is,
Sure, you can say it, yeah.
Literally like this was last year. At some point, I remember Remi like texting. We always talk about friendships and like how, good healthy communication.
Well,
one thing we had was Remi basically texted me. She's like, "Hey, bitch," and I always know something's coming.
I know, but like, what did I say? Can I say also? I've learned now if I'm gonna say something, I put it all in one text, like in one long.
Does that help you?
More so for you or like whoever I'm talking to, especially if it's not a big deal, because you don't want to be like, "Hey, bitch," ... and then like you're just like looking at the bubbles, like that's so anticipating. Funny. So like one nice long message is like so then you don't have to like start spelling.
What do you prefer? Would you prefer like
one message?
Well, okay, for sure. That's good to know because in my head one message is a lot.
Oh, I would much prefer that. What would you prefer?
I think I would prefer like
okay.
It's like, "Hey, bitch," no big deal. Next one.
Okay. Okay. See, if you say, "Hey, bitch," no big deal, I'll be like, but if I can read it all at once, I'm like, okay. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. Okay, we're good.
Oh my God. See, in my head, when I see a paragraph, I'm like, oh, they proofread this like 20 times.
Oh.
So it's a big deal.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Good to know. I mean, it's easier to do that way.
But now I know that you prefer that, so it won't be a big deal.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways, Rem texted me and was saying, "Hey, we were talking about having good communication, and I feel like I should say this, but like you were kind of cutting me off a lot, and it kind of, I felt myself shut down, and I just wanted to let you know." And I was like, "Oh my God, bitch, I'm so sorry." So, what's funny to me is, ever since then, I thought I was getting better.
I mean, I will say the comments mostly were in the Oscars one. Yeah. And I truly didn't notice. I thought the Elsa story was fucking amazing.
I didn't.
I thought it was so fine. I thought it was correlated with the story. Hollywood.
That's it. What's funny though is I text Ollie afterwards. I was like, "Yeah, I felt like I said a joke and it didn't land. Like it was one of those you had to be there moments." Like it definitely was like, yeah.
I thought it was funny.
No.
I thought personally, and I would have said something to you. I would say it to you right now if I thought that you ever cut me off in that, and I never felt it. Oh, personally, I didn't.
Well, we've given permission to the producers to stop us, to be like, "Hey, Alisha, you cut Remi off," and they didn't. So when I see comment, I'm like, "Y'all, I'm just trying to have a conversation." I get it. The Hollywood story was irrelevant. Okay, I get it. It's fine. I apologize.
I really didn't think it was that irrelevant.
I was like, Hollywood Boulevard. Wow, last night I was literally, I just tipped a girl like $50 for being on Hollywood Boulevard. I really did.
I know you did. But I thought it was funny. I mean, I think people came too hard for you personally. I think like, no, I think like we're having an open conversation. Like, yeah, you're going to cut me off sometimes. I'm going to cut you off sometimes. And it's something we're working on.
Honestly, in my head, I just think back to when we started this podcast and you had to beg me to talk. You'd be like, "Bitch, you need to carry the weight here somewhere." Like, "Can you please talk?" And I'd be like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous. I'm so scared." So growth.
Oh my God. I was like, what is she
doing? My coffee cup has growth. Noun. Not replying per my last email when you really could.
True.
That's funny.
Just circling back here.
Have you seen those TikToks that is like, how do you formally say
fuck you?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
They're like, per my last email, as already discussed, like the professional way to do it. It's so funny. I've never really worked in a very professional corporate environment like that where you have to,
or passive aggressiveness is needed.
Oh, which I think I would thrive. I can be very passive aggressive, so I think I would be I'd be like, per my last email, as already discussed in here, attached
if
here.
you look literally right above this one,
if you literally just look at the last message, no, I've never had to. So I'm very invested in those types of TikToks because I've never been in a work situation like that. Obviously, we have emails all the time, but they're very loose. Like we don't have to have proper grammar, blah, 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 whatever. At least I don't want to. I'm just like, sure, let's do that.
There wasn't crazy email threads going on at Extreme PETA?
Surprisingly, no. Or maybe I just wasn't on them. I was promoted to a morning like opener and then a closer.
Oh.
So I got the key.
That's a promotion. Oh.
Yeah, and I had to count the money.
They trusted you.
I had to count the money.
Oh, wow. Such a trustworthy lady.
Yeah. My favorite. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Growth. Oh, speaking of New York, I went to Sushi Nakazawa.
Sushi Nakazawa, yes.
Nakazawa.
Yes.
Remi made me a reservation. I can't believe I forgot to talk about this. Literally the best sushi I think I've ever had in my life. There was only one or two things that I didn't like, and it's omakase.
Yes.
Basically, they just make they just make something, they put in front of you, you eat it.
I believe it I believe it translates into leave it up to leave it up to you or something like that. Yeah. Let me look this up.
Oh, I love that.
I leave it up to you. Yes.
Ooh.
So then you let the chef pick whatever it is that they want to give to you. And it could be sushi. It's obviously a Japanese word, but it could also be used for literally whatever else.
Oh my gosh. It was so good. I went by myself. I was sitting next to this couple and they were such a cute, like older couple. And it was the guy's birthday or the husband's birthday. And I was just like sitting next to them and it was so cute.
Did you talk to them?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, my best friend like came here a few weeks. I was like, is it your first time? They're like, yes. It was so cute. And yeah, it was fun.
Was it so good? What was your favorite piece?
Okay. There was this like fatty tuna one.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
Also the snapper.
The golden eye snapper. I know. I've never tried it before.
Way better than the sugarfish one. And I normally
agree.
substitute that in the sugarfish order for salmon. But I was like, damn, that was good.
It was so good. When I had Alisha and I did a video where we did a credit card swap. And so I spent her money, she spent my money. Yeah. And in the video, I hired an omakase chef to come cook at my house.
Can we do that like next week?
No, for real. He was
on the
so
pretty
sweet.
basic card?
Yes, absolutely. He was so sweet. I was trying to find someone, and it was kind of blowing up on TikTok in quarantine because they coined this term called homakase, where someone will come to your house and do it.
You said that when we were filming, and I was like, have I been saying omakase
Oh,
so
yeah,
wrong?
no. Homakase at home.
Got
so
it.
a chef will come to your house and prepare the sushi for you. And I've been dying to do it. And everyone I found on TikTok was like in the Bay Area or in New York predominantly. So I just went on Yelp and I like looked up private sushi chef. And I found this guy who was so sweet. He lives in Torrance, but he'll go anywhere. I need to shout him out right now. He was so sweet, so professional, so like just so amazing.
That's such a good date.
Oh, like I was
idea.
like for birthday, anniversary. It was just like so special. His name was Chef Masuyoshi. He was so cute. And they came to my house and they set everything up and they brought like oysters, toro, like every like caviar on caviar and uni in the box. I know you don't like uni, but I was living for the uni.
That was the only thing I didn't love, but I think it's just, I had no idea what it was going to taste like.
I get it.
And because I was in a setting where I'm like, I can't spit this out. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, eat it. Like you got this. And that was honestly the only thing that I was like, ooh, I really did not like that. Everything else I like thoroughly enjoyed.
It's a very not acquired. What is the word? Acquired taste? Oh, yeah. It's an acquired taste. I feel like to me, it's like you are swimming in the ocean and you open your mouth, mixed with like a little bit of creaminess.
It's
like briny.
It tasted like salt water.
Yeah.
I was like, not. It's
an interesting texture. I love it. It's actually the gonads of the sea urchin.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Isn't that interesting?
I was like, what is it?
Yeah.
Makes so much
and
sense.
when I booked the sushi chef, he was like, oh, this is the perfect amount of time because I have just enough time to order all the fish from Japan. So he shipped it over.
Wait.
It was amazing.
It came from Japan?
It came from Japan. We have to do it. It was amazing. It was so good.
How much was it that I spent? It's okay.
Just
go watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video.
Go watch the video.
I will say it was a pretty penny, but we were helping a small business and he was amazing.
Omakase. Ah, love. Also, I just want to go back to Japan.
Oh my God, same.
So many people are like, where's the dream place you'd love to go? And we've been so many places. Japan, top for sure.
I want to go to Japan and I want to go back to Korea.
I would love to. I've never been to Korea.
I love Korea.
And I still have yet to go to Italy.
Me too.
Should we
go? I actually think I'm going next year. You should come with me and Cal. Me and Cal.
Wait, our friend is getting married and is probably going to do a destination wedding in Italy. So I know I'm going. I'm assuming you'll be invited because I feel like she'll do that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
If,
I'll be there.
If not, you're my plus.
Okay.
And then if not, just go at the same time.
Okay. We'll just hang out, eat some pasta.
Oh my God.
That sounds so good.
Okay. One way that Remi and I balance each other out is she's very good at grammar and I am not. Sometimes I'm embarrassed when I text her things because she'll correct me and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but it just doesn't come natural to me, Luckily, I have a best friend who is really good at grammar, and whenever, I need help, I can just ask her. Not everyone has a Miss Remi Cruz. Not everyone has that friend. So if you don't, let me just hit you up with Grammarly. Honestly, Grammarly has so many features, and let me just tell you guys, it's not just what you think. It's not just spell check, you know what I mean? It's not just figuring out if a sentence flows or not. This is 2022, and let me tell you, their level of features that they have, clarity adjustments, tone detector. It can, if you're sending an email to your boss, it can tell you the overall tone of it and if it's sounding a little too rude or not. I know, mind blowing. Again, we're in 2022, y'all. Or it can even tell you if your email is a little less formal than it should be, if maybe you are emailing your boss asking for a raise. Okay, so if I have your attention and if you're interested, here is how Grammarly works. They have some free features such as searching for the perfect turn-on phrase. Just use Grammarly's double-click synonym feature to quickly search for replacements for the word giving you difficulty, or is that trouble, or maybe stress. Either way, you can find a synonym. You can also set your audience tone before you start with Grammarly's goals feature. Based on your goals, Grammarly will offer smart suggestions to improve your writing. When you're done writing, Grammarly's built-in tone detector tells you how your message comes across. Instead of having someone read over it, Grammarly will tell you if it's too informal or not too polite enough and more. Let Grammarly help you put yourself out there with style. Our listeners can get 20% off Grammarly Premium at Grammarly.com/basic. That's 20% off at GRAMMARLY.com/basic.
I want to throw it back to the beginning of the episode. Sorry, it's a little jumbled, but there's something that came to my mind that I wanted to talk about because I feel like when we went on stage for the Pretty Basic live show, which we never actually talked about that.
Yeah, so many people have been like, when are we going to see the episode?
Yeah.
And guys, I'm so sorry to disappoint if you've been waiting patiently for it. It is not coming out because it was an exclusive show for the people who came in person.
Yeah.
So we are not going to be airing that at all. But we did have a great time. It was so fun meeting everyone.
There was one girl that got way too drunk and was like heckling me during the show.
Yeah, poor thing.
Poor thing me or poor thing her?
Poor thing you.
Poor thing her. I actually felt bad for her. I think she just got too drunk and was like, she kept yelling at me to say things. And in the beginning I was like, oh, okay. And I was like trying. And then after like a few times, I was like, oh, I don't know if I should like keep saying these things.
Also, it's hard. I've had multiple times in meetups where people will come up like, hey, can you like do this sign? It's for my school's whatever. And there's so many times I'm like, this could be a gang sign and I don't know.
You have to be careful.
Like you really don't know what any of it means. So even though 99.999% of the time it's something very harmless, like there's always that thought of like, oh, does this mean something? And I have no idea.
Yeah, when she kept yelling at me. And then eventually I was just like, I just like tried to ignore it, and then she ended up getting kicked out just because she was like disrupting the show the whole time. But that was like a little drama at the Pretty Basic live show. But I will say we went out on stage and we did like a little recap of just what was going on. And this is especially when you were also in the thick of kind of in your own little rut and not uploading. And now we know it was like a depressive episode. And so I was like talking, we were just kind of giving an update, and I was trying to give an update as your friend, as your best friend, and seeing where you were, and just trying to be like as helpful of a best friend as I possibly could. So after talking about that at the show, I actually went home and I was like thinking about it, and I feel like I've always diminished my own mental health my whole life, not in a really, really bad way. And like, I do want to be there for you as your best friend, but I grew up in a family where I have other family members who struggle way more overtly,
like severely,
with mental health. And I literally did a campaign about mental health and about like anti-suicide and things like that, because I've dealt with things in my life where I've had people very close to me try to commit suicide, and I was like, I had to be that person for them. So I feel like having to step up and deal with that.
That pressure, that's a lot of pressure.
The pressure, but more so just like, it makes you feel like, okay, they're dealing with it so much more. I can't deal with it myself. Do you know what I mean? So it makes you just kind of feel like, oh, and I know we always say your feelings are valid, and they are, and I remind myself, but I feel like even when I'm talking to you, or I'm talking to Lauren or Ollie, who are so outspoken about your anxieties and things, I feel like I try my best to not use the word anxiety, because I try not to, because I know that I'm so blessed to not have to deal with it as much. So if I do use it, I'm like very careful, and I want to make sure I'm like, there are times where I'm like, am I actually anxious? Can I say the word anxious? Because it is thrown around so much. You know what I mean?
Yes and no.
Okay.
At least for me, I can't speak for everyone, but the word anxiety, there's so many levels to it already. So whether it's small or big, it's still anxiety.
Okay. See, because I just think of like, when I see anxiety, I see you, I see Lauren, I see Ollie, who have dealt with it in such a hard way, and I feel so horribly, and I wish I could just help you guys. So then when I have anxiety, I'm like, no, you're okay.
But do you think we just vocalize it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you guys do it. Like, you guys are, I'm very blessed to not have to deal with it at such a high level.
I will say there's a difference between having like generalized anxiety where you have it day to day, and then there's also times where you can be anxious and have an anxiety attack like on a whim. Yeah. So it's not like, I don't think you need to not use those words.
Okay. I get really nervous.
No, also
I never want to make you guys.
No.
Okay, good.
Me. What the fuck?
I just never want, because I never want you guys to think like, oh, she's not dealing with that.
No, if anything, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I get it. Like, oh my God, no.
But like, also, none of you have ever made me feel that way. Okay, I think it's no. Like, you guys are all, I commend you guys for speaking out about it. I loved it, the Pretty Basic live show where people are coming up to you. Every person came up and was crying to you because how outspoken you are and how much you've helped them. Like, you've helped me so much. But I always am like, I don't know. I never want to make you guys sad or like, I don't know.
Me, I feel like you probably struggle with feeling like, well, compared to yours, mine isn't bad. So how dare I say that I'm having a hard time?
Yes.
So you feel guilty.
Yes.
And that's
it's
probably
like imposter syndrome, but with anxiety.
With mental health. Bitch.
Yeah.
I'm honestly
me on a carpet. I deserve to be here. Me when I'm anxious? No.
No, I think to never compare yourself, but also I get that though, because I can't imagine the pressure and struggle of like when friend, cousin, whoever it is, maybe is struggling severely, and then you're like, oh, I'm anxious about
something so minimal.
Something that feels very minimal, but to you it's still very big.
Yeah.
And the problem with anxiety is like your body is still reacting that way to something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take away the fact that it's still happening.
Yeah, like when I did have full body shakes, it was over something. Looking back now, it was over minimal things, but they're just things that trigger me.
Yeah.
Like, and really triggered me to my core in the moment.
And what happens is your body's going on fight or flight, thinking that like something's actually happening, you know? And even though it was, I don't know, that breaks my heart.
No. And I'm okay, but I just wanted to say that because while we were talking about it.
I'm going to interrupt you. No. You're doing it. Don't diminish it. Do not diminish it.
While we were talking about it though, and I thought about, I know there are so many other people that are in my position where they're the friend, and you want to be there for your best friend or your friends or your family as much as you possibly can. And that's just something that I actively struggle with. But I'm working on it. And like, even you asking me like, how have you been with your anxiety lately? Like, that really helped me earlier, because I'm like, oh my God. I think I've been good. Like, it's just like nice to have those conversations and for you to ask me. So thank you. Oh my
God. Yeah. Well, I'll ask you more. I'm like, shit, I probably don't ask you enough.
No, but I usually, like, I really am okay. And that's, I think what I struggle with is I look at you or my family or my other close friends who deal with it and are so outspoken about it. So I know how much you guys are dealing with it on the daily. And so I feel so lucky to not be dealing with it on the daily, so that when I do have things come up, I'm like, no, it's not that bad. Other people deal with it every day. You're okay. And then my body's shaking like a chihuahua.
I will say too, though, I think what's interesting is where I struggled too with feeling depressed was I was like, yeah, but there's good days. Like, there's days where I'm like, great.
Yeah.
Or even days, usually the podcast days, I've always had a good day just because it's like, it's such a structure. I don't know. Like, I've always loved the podcast days. So I felt like an imposter coming out with a video being like, I'm not doing well. Because I'm like, I'm aware on the weekends I'm partying, that when I'm recording, I'm laughing hysterically, that I'm crying. Like, I'm aware of that. So it felt very like polar opposite to me to be like, clearly I'm not depressed, because my idea of depression is not being able to leave my bed for a month.
Yeah.
And my therapist literally told me, she was like, that's just the stereotype of it. Like, there's good days and there's bad days. And you need to realize that, like, not every single day, like the idea that you have of it, your face right now.
Well, that's how I feel about anxiety too. Yes. Oh,
so
wow.
for you to realize that, like, on days that are bad for me, and I vocalize that's not every single day. There definitely was a time where it was every single day, but like, you know, lately I haven't struggled with it in a long time. So I think most people probably struggle with it in a non-day-to-day situation to where they probably also feel bad, thinking like, oh my God,
Who am I to complain about something small right now? That's exactly how I feel.
But there's good days, there's bad days. There's some days where you're like, oh, I don't know. The world just had it out for me today.
Yeah, well, I have those. And then whenever I have that thought, I'm like, tomorrow can't be worse.
And then it's worse.
And then it's worse.
And then you're like, well, damn, I'm just not going to leave my bed.
I think also for me, it's like all I want in life is to be a good friend to people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just want to be there for them so that I'll push my feelings aside, but we're not going to do that. We can handle ourselves and be there for our friends at the same time.
So how can I help you the best as your best friend?
Tell me to not drink as much caffeine next time.
I got you. You were like, I'm so tired. You're like, I'll have a Celsius. And I was like, I'll have a Celsius too.
I think that's why I was shaking. I feel much better.
Yeah.
I felt like I just had to like let it pass.
So I've researched, because I do this.
Okay.
There's a tea that I had a few years ago when it was really bad, and I cut caffeine for a month. And the only way I did it was because it was still like my treat. It was like a green tea thing, but it didn't give you like shakes. I will get the name for you. So sorry to everyone listening because I forget it. Also, I remember thinking, oh, if I just drink more water and like eat more food, it'll balance out the caffeine. It doesn't work that way.
It's not alcohol.
It doesn't work. I was like, oh, maybe it'll like absorb more or something. No, it's like a time thing. So, and then the more it's like 5 hours, or it's a time.
5 hours.
So once you just realize like, oh, I've reached my limit, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Next time I won't have a double espresso, 2 packets of matcha, and a Celsius. That was my bad.
Also, matcha's like very strong.
That was my bad.
Did you finish that?
Circling back? No, luckily I knocked half of it on the ground. So
Oh, I didn't even realize.
That was God telling me, stop. Stop.
That it just
No, it fell off on its own.
I didn't even see. Where was I?
It was a ghost.
Damn. Well, that makes me sad, but also we're growth.
No.
Growth.
Like, don't be sad. I only wanted to say that because I know there are people that are listening that feel the exact same way, and just know I'm there too. And it's okay. And what's so interesting? I was in a Soul Cycle class yesterday.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
I love when I cry at a Soul Cycle class.
It was a Coachella themed ride. So I was just
how was
throwing my hair around to like Meg the Stallion. And there was like, who else was there? Doja Cat. No, they weren't there. Billie Eilish. It was Happier Than Ever. And I was like, I never dreamed I was crying. But then at the end, he was talking about it. He was like, look back on just like how far you've come and all these sorts of things. And I was like, you know what? Like, good for us. Yes. We're all individually growing so much. Like 2 years ago, or even last Coachella. Yes. 2 years ago, I wasn't nearly as good at communicating how I even felt because I wouldn't even let myself feel things.
You've gotten, the amount of times that I'd be like, Remi's lying to herself.
But it's true. Yeah. I wouldn't let myself feel things.
Yeah, you'd say things out loud to convince yourself.
Yes, and then I even went for like, I feel like even this like anxiety talk too. It's like, no, I'm fine. Till now, finally, I'm like, no, wait, I don't think we're okay today. Why are we not okay? So that's why I was crying. I was like, look at all of us. We're all growing. You've come so far. It's true.
You too. I will say, I think what's hard is when we all are really hard on ourselves, because when we're going through a dip, it feels like detrimental, but still on the graph of like life and growth, you're still up, and it's still like up.
Just baby little bumps.
But they're little baby dumps.
Baby bumps and baby dumps are both not what we should say.
Why did I think of baby bottle pop?
All right, in case you guys didn't know, Mother's Day is right around the corner, and I have so many amazing women in my life that I cannot wait to honor and gift and celebrate this year. I've got my mom. I've just got people like close to me, like my grandma, my aunt, my best friend Steph is a mom, or maybe even like, Alicia's a dog mom. I can also gift her something for Mother's Day. For my Mother's Day plans this year, I cannot wait to take my mom out to a little high tea and celebrate together, and then also gift her some really cute items that I got from Macy's. If you didn't know, Macy's is a one-stop shop for pretty much any gift you could think of for this Mother's Day. And if you're stumped this year on what to get anybody in your life, don't worry. Alisha and I have got you covered. We've got a pretty basic Macy's page that you can check out, and we have basically a gift guide on there of everything ranging from like cookware to beauty products to blankets to clothing to whatever that can basically just help you find the perfect gift for whoever in your life. In the past for Mother's Day, I've taken my mom on trips. I've given her, clothing and jewelry and perfumes and things. And this year I'm really excited because I'm giving her my favorite curling iron that she is going to love and will absolutely change her life because she hasn't bought one since pretty much I was born. So she definitely needs a new one. As I said, Macy's is a one-stop shop for all gifts that you could ever think of. They also have gifts for every budget. So whether you're looking for gifts under $25 or treating your mom to something luxe like designer accessories, they've got it all. Maybe your mom loves breakfast in bed. You can spoil her with top-notch cookware that she deserves. Seriously, Macy's Home has so many amazing kitchenware things from like KitchenAid to pretty much like any sort of pot pan that she will love. Also, maybe you're like me and you used to steal your mom's makeup all the time, which I now gift her so much makeup as an adult because I think it's honestly just hilarious and I'm paying back for all the makeup I used to take from her. If you're the same, you can give your glam mom a lipstick set or a hair dryer, or maybe she's a fashion icon. You can maybe get her a new handbag to polish off her look. When we say we've got something for every mom, we mean it. Godiva for the foodie, Fitbits for your gym buddy, Philosophy perfume for the beauty obsessed. No joke, guys. If you are stumped on what to get, check out our Macy's gift guide because I can guarantee you will find something for whoever in your life that you're trying to celebrate. So check out www.macys.com/prettybasic.
Speaking of baby bumps, doesn't Rihanna look amazing?
She looks fantastic.
Not to totally like 180 that combo, but let's 180 that combo. Her, Desi Perkins. Obviously, Kylie too, when she was pregnant. There's this new wave of like women embracing their bump and showing, not just for like a photo shoot, but like
in like
wearing a
stunting
crop top,
outfits.
Stunting outfits. Obviously, I'm sure when I'm pregnant, 99.9999999% of the time, I'm just going to be in sweatpants. And then I'll change for, like, get some pics in, like, a cute outfit. And I'm sure that's how it will be. But I love that women are, like, embracing their pregnant bodies.
It's beautiful.
Embracing the bump. Even Shay Mitchell, she looks so good.
She is doing the most also while being pregnant. Like, it's admirable.
Oh, my God, totally.
I truly can't believe how much she's doing. It's insane.
Yeah.
While, like, very pregnant.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, like, even one of my favorite podcasts, The Morning Toast, one of the co-hosts literally podcasted until like, I think like a couple weeks, maybe a month, but I think a few weeks until she gave birth.
Dang.
Maybe the week of. She was like, I was like, girl, I would be checked out at 3 months. Oh,
sorry. I just pictured us both pregnant, still recording.
I was going to say, second trimester in, I'm out.
I'll be me.
Off my feet.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pretty Basic. I can't wait. I can wait.
Are you going to be a mommy vlogger?
I don't want to be.
So like, are you just not going to do YouTube at all?
So this is where, so my whole YouTube career, I'm like, I'm never going to have a public relationship and I'm never going to have a family channel. And then like the more you get older, you realize, well, if I vlog my life already, like how do I navigate that?
Yeah.
Like how do
I mean, Casey Neistat, I think, did a really good job of vlogging without, I think you can do it without making the kids the sole focus.
I think I always pictured never doing, like talking about, like keeping, like just black and white, not doing it, you know? And then the more that I get older, I'm like, dang, I really already share everything of how do I just like not share a relationship? Or how do I not share having a kid? I'm fucking pregnant and I'm like, go buy Pampers. Like how, like, I don't know.
I think it's easy to not share a relationship, or like, I think it's harder to completely not.
I think in my head, I didn't think I would even, like,
that was a good job cutting yourself
I know, I was like, nah.
Wait, I have to tell the story.
It's so funny.
This episode's all over, but it's so funny. We were sitting and having a heart-to-heart with Ash the other night. It was just me, Alisha, and Ash. And Ash was like really going off, like really in it to win it, like crying, like just doing the most. And Alisha tried to cut her off and goes, "Can I say something?" And Ash literally looks at her and then looks at me and keeps talking. And I looked at Alisha. I'm like, she said no. You know what's
funny? What's funny is backstory on that. Ashley really has struggled for years, like speaking up, okay? When she wants to say something and letting people bulldoze over her combo.
Mm-hmm.
people me. and and you know, and other people, like she'll always be like, I was talking or something, but it took her probably 28 years to be able to be like, hey, I was talking, right?
Good for her.
Yeah, better late than never. But because I've always been so used to it, I'm just like, oh, like, let me chime in. Or she'll start a story and I'll be like, oh, yes, and I'll finish the story. Clearly, it did, you know, it doesn't matter.
So you think of me as a sister.
Yeah, sister.
Oh my God, sister.
So she's gotten really good over the years being like, no, I'm talking. And I'm like, wow, respect. But that whole combo, I was biting my tongue. I was like, Alisha Marie, you interrupt. You know this. The comments have been telling you. Remi has told you. Let this be a moment. Let this be a time where they talk. You know, you and Ash have such a special bond. And
you weren't even listening to her talk if you're having this whole conversation.
Yeah. Oh, no. I was like, Alisha Marie. And it was in my mouth. Like the whole, I was like, I just want to like, can I just elaborate on why you feel that way? Because I know Ashley. Her and I, basically twins in the womb, even though we're 3 years apart. I know that bit. We can look at each other and I just know. I know. And I'm always right. And she's always right about me. Like when I'm like, for instance, like I just know her as if we were twins. So whenever she says something, I'm like, I don't know, but explain that. And I was just like, Alisha, shut up, shut up. And I thought I did a good job. That being my one.
My favorite was though she didn't tell you to shut up. She just literally, it completely ignored you and kept talking. You're like, can I say something?
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll go back to my phone.
It was so funny.
Me scrolling randomly on my phone, just trying to like give the energy somewhere else.
That
I'm
was
like,
so funny. Is that why you're on your phone?
I was like, I just need to do something.
Oh my God. I was like, why is she on her phone? Ash is crying.
You're like, damn, she's a bitch.
No, I literally was like, this is kind of rude.
Oh my God, no. I was like, I need to do something. I need to like get it out. I need to get the energy out. Get it out.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Anyways, it's really easy to keep a relationship offline if you choose to do so. I think like completely 100% off is hard, and obviously
because then you feel like you're lying.
And then also like your audience wants to see bits and pieces, obviously. I really like where Cal and I are at with where like with what I've done with him or shown of him. He's like not really in that many vlogs unless I like really need him to like do a Q&A with me and he doesn't want to, but I'm like, please, I need a Vlogmas video. Yeah. Then he'll do it, or like he'll pop in the background sometimes, but like it's never the Cal show as much as everybody wants it to be. It's not. Yeah. And we will never have a family vlogging channel. I will never have like Cal and Remi vlogs, which I love those, and I love the married couple vlogs. I just personally will never, and he would also never want to do that. What's
your ship name?
Cammy.
Cammy family vlogs.
Wait, that's kind of cute. No, I'm just kidding.
Cammy fam.
Hey, Cam fam.
Hey, Cam fam. What you shaking your head like, please don't do that to me.
What's up, Cam fam? Welcome back to the vlog.
No, it's what's up, Cam fam?
Yeah, give your best intro.
What's up, Cam fam? Hey, yo, today we're not.
You got me, Cal, and River coming at you right now.
And baby
in
River.
3, 2, 1.
We're the Cam fam, and you can subscribe. And if you subscribe, we'll give you a like.
Wait, that was
good. Please give us a like. Fuck, I fucked it up.
That was actually pretty good.
I always thought I could make jingles. They make bank.
I know.
Bank. Stanley Steamer is your home cleaner. What's another one? Go.
I was working for an hourly wage. I went to high school, didn't do great. Still, I gotta make more cash. Better education is what I'm looking at. When I get a degree, I will make a bigger salary for me. Which went on the internet and found education connection.
What was the one?
Find out my direction.
What was the other one about college? And it made sense because I went to community college, and it was like,
yeah, that's what I was still saying. Get connected for free with Education Connection. $1 foot long. That was good.
I wonder how much they made. I know there were some like iconic ones.
Sometimes when I'm really bored, you know what's so funny though? When I watch them, I'm like, this is so hilarious, because I used to dread commercials when I was a kid, and it was like the worst thing in the world, and it felt like it went on forever. And now I will actively go on YouTube and watch just commercials, like all the commercial breaks from like Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, all those ones. The Disney ones were so good. Pass the plate.
Have you ever looked up commercials from the 2000s or something?
Bitch, I was just saying that. I will literally watch them. In the next episode, Alicia's going to work on active listening.
Oh, sorry, I was Googling college commercials.
I'm so glad we caught that on camera. That will be the TikTok.
Cut it.
Cut it. Don't cut it.
I will say, I let y'all drag me, okay? Like, I really do. The Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
like,
you do. We can cut that one then.
Like,
I'll let you cut that one.
No. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Commercials that every 2000 kids know.
I loved Play Pals. I loved those. I went crazy for those.
Oh my God. The 30 most influential U.S. jingles since 1948. My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name.
Go through the list. I want to hear them all.
Okay.
And then one episode.
I'm going to say it, but not sing it. And I'm curious if you'll know what it is.
Okay.
Okay, you won't know that one.
I'm just so young and petite and small. I just don't know.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Double your pleasure.
Double the fun. Yeah.
Wrigley's Double McDonald's.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
How'd you know that? Be all that you can be. That one's kind of hard.
I don't know.
U.S. Army.
Oh, so sorry.
For all you do.
Oh, fuck.
You should know this.
All you do. I don't know.
This bud's for you, Budweiser.
Ah, shoot.
A little dabble do ya.
I don't know.
Real cream? I don't know. It's the real thing.
These are hard.
I know. Oh, hold on. Let me go to like 90s. Meow, 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 meow. Oh my God. The Canine Advantix. Good one.
Oh my God.
I knew that whole fucking thing.
My God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. How did that start?
Fleas, ticks.
Oh, fleas, ticks, mosquitoes. Really bother. Thanks for the package. That's why I'm writing. Canine Advantix really stop all the biting.
Swimming, hiking.
And 10 pitching. They're not biting. I'm not itching.
Can't wait to show you all of
All
my
new
tricks.
tricks.
Thanks again for
Sending me Canine Advantix.
Okay, and on that note, thank you so much for watching Pretty Basic. Hope these brands love that last free promos.
Oh, Canine Advantix, we're open for our dogs to have a sponsorship.
Yeah, actually, I had to get the girls their new flea medication, and it wasn't Canine Advantix. It could be.
It could be. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Anyways, we love you guys so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.